and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an education that provides social work globally recognized and reportable research and community research providing holistic social work and education. We believe that is not effective training is one skill just by for informal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate profession generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corner of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, award quiz competition, mentoring and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like we don't portfolio website using Miller, cover letter, motivation letter, and one knowledge platform for gathering real knowledge which can update all day. Kids learning game website, free course, converse tests, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and highly people. We implement self-training program web and offline online courses for youth learner by professional finance speaker and coaches. Our session are conducted by global engineer professional to develop all kind of youth and promote the education of the average and persistent knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is level, light, and vision. So we try to answer needs of today's generation and we serve the research and practice method. We must have a genuine concept for the runner represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead the sessions with professionalism, passion, and integrity. As a member are committed to offering effective best service and confident improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before I move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention it in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before I move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention it in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Dear HB speaker, participant, and well wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.edugp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope it will be benefited. We already launched a new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account logged in, you cannot enjoy our service. So create an account for us with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy our feature. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. To replace slide, you have to join regular on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars verified is certificate. Now it's easier and time only because after the session, we will not provide any course certification. You have to take part in one exam. That if you pass, you will receive this certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download certificate of gratitude. If you are an online life quiz competition winner, you can download certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, we participate in any award function which organized comments about with IGP. You can download that also. You can actually prepare and download 18 types of certificate from our website within a minute. Survey of Global Professional Membership, Survey of Global Influencer Dynamic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activism Dynamic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeker 2020, 2021, and 2022, Certificate of Participation Business Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Business Series 2, Teaching English and Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation Business Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement 2, Certificate of Participation Business Series for the New Training Education, Certificate of Participation Business Series 5, Happy Skill Ocean Leadership and Management Skills, Certificate of Participation Business Series 6, Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Business Series 7, Research Comprehension Approach, Certificate of Participation Business Series 8. Art in Teaching a Special Program in the Arts, Certificate of Participation Business Series 9, 21st Century Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download in a minute. From now, you can participate in 1,000 plus international level quizzes, verified certificate, teaching tips for teacher, help tips for parents, and tips for education tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our 50 years Freedom Services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promised previously, but lack of taking our problem, we are late sending on time. This secret opportunity collected our previous condition will solve all issues from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check it for all webinar details. It's a cordial request to check our button pages on our website. She like us will benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our service. At present, we are going to start 2,430 webinar, whose name is Organizational Behavior. And today our speaker ma'am name is Isma Mustafa Khan. She is from Pakistan. Before I hand over this to the speaker, I want to read a little bit about her. Gold medalist at master's level, senior teacher coordinator, OPF, Girls College. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Good evening. Good evening and Assalamu alaikum from Pakistan. Am I
Ma'am, you
audible?
are not audible.
Still not audible? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Now you are audible. Ma'am, please present your presentation.
Okay, fine. Let me take the start.
Okay, ma'am. You can start now.
Is everything set to go? Okay. Good evening and Assalamu alaikum from Pakistan. And like all the previous webinars, I would like to start with a very lovely message that it's been a pleasure to be a part of Institute of Global Professionals for the last 3.5 years. And whenever I come to this platform, it's a source of learning for me. And by imparting, in fact, I am learning and improving my professional skills as well. So as a member also, as a participant also, and as a speaker also, I am always thankful to the Institute of Global Professionals. Today, the topic of my webinar is organizational behavior. And organizational behavior is something which is the utmost need of any organization which is working either in the field of education or in any other field, either it's a business field or any other field. This organizational behavior needs to be given significance by the managers. Not only the managers, but all those who are a part of any organization. So let me tell you what an organization actually it means. When we are working in a group, then a group of people performing certain interconnected tasks or activities to achieve individual and collective goals. Or we can say it's a process. It's not only the group of people, actually it is a complete process by which people and the tasks they perform are systematically related to each other to help attain enterprises' objectives. Every organization, every institution is working under certain rules. Those goals can be individual for those who are working within the organization, and they can be collective as the representation of the organization. So we say that organization, in fact, is a process by which all the assigned duties within the members from bottom till the top, they are all connected, interconnected, and symmetrically joined. Not only symmetrically, but also systematically joined, and they must be related to each other in order to increase the overall efficiency, input, and external effectiveness of any organization. Now, when we talk about the organization, how can we ignore these basic units? Individual is actually uh, each and every member of the organization, whatever task he or she is performing is the individual level and the individual himself or herself. When the individuals are working in groups, when they combine together to achieve certain tasks, or when certain projects are assigned to them, then they make up a group. And different groups of people comprising of various different individuals, they actually make up the entire organization. And when we talk about the organization, it's the name of the organization that may not include each and every group or individual as a solo performer, but as an organization, the role of each and every entity and each and every unit of the organization, it really matters a lot. Uh, Talking about the aspects of organization, some of the very basic things are the division of labor, the allotment of work, the allocation of work, the allocation of duties and assignments to individuals or groups. Now, what type of work is being given to what type of groups and individuals? For this, the manager needs to be quite wise and quite intelligent in the assignment of the duties in the division of labor, keeping into account that there must not be any injustice brought to any of the individual. As the managers, they have to be answerable to the workers, to the entities making up the organization in the same way as those entities who are working under any manager, they have to be answerable to the topmost manager. Then another important aspect is to establish the lines of communication, influence, and authority among the individuals or groups. So, how you have to communicate, how your communication has to influence the makers of an organization, and authority distribution, and not only the distribution of authority, but also the authority has to be very vigilant in keeping an eye the performance of every individual or group within the organization. Organizational behavior now itself, it's a field of study that investigates the impact that individuals, groups, and structures have on behavior within organizations for the purpose of applying such knowledge towards improving an organization's effectiveness. This is what I was talking earlier about, that not only the internal efficiency of an organization, it is directly impacted by the performance of the individual workers as well as the top manager. But in the same way, we also need to just go for the external effectiveness of the organization, and whatever that has been taking place within the organization, whatever interactions are there, whatever is the impact of those interactions within the organization on the overall performance of an organization is what we call organizational behavior. Now, coming towards the structure of the organization, that is again something important. It is a system that outlines how certain activities are directed in order to achieve the goals of an organization. Now, the line of direction means that how different activities they are performed within the given directions by the managers. This is again very important. So when we talk about the organizational structure, there are a number of organizational structures. In some of the organizations and institutions, it's a line structure. That is, the chain of commands is in the form of a line. Sometimes it is a functional structure. You have to keep into account the functioning first. Line and staff structure sometimes is there. Multi-divisional structure is there. Geographical structure is there. Metric structure. Some people say it's a confusing structure, but it is there. Flat or horizontal structure. You have to sometimes assign the duties parallel to one another. That is a flat structure, team organizational structure, the most effective of all, network structure, and 360-degree structure. These are some of the major types of organizational structure. But overall, if you go for only the basic structures on the basis of which most of the organizations they are run nowadays, they include first of all it's a pyramid structure, which is a very common structure in most of the organizations. Structure can be the organizational structure can be a circular organizational chart structure, and that is also an effective one, in which we say that we have to assign the duties within the circular setup. And the flat organizational structure, you can see it's a horizontal structure. In fact, this is a horizontal structure, and the manager is assigning the duties horizontally. We'll go into the details of each when we'll be studying about the components of the organizational behavior. Organizational behavior, for organizational behavior, we'll be using OB as a short form. OB and the 5 M's. This is a very easy and quick tool for management and organizational behavior for their correlation. That is men, what people are available, material, machines, method, and money. And I would love to quote here the example of the Mughal king, the first Mughal king when he came to India. I guess it was 1526 when he came to India. And when he came to India, he had only 12,000 men with him. And none of the financial resources were with him. But in the Battle of Panipat, when he had to fight against Ibrahim Lodi, who was the last Sultan of Delhi, and who was defeated by Zahiruddin Babur, the only thing that made Zahiruddin Babur succeed was his good organization of the resources which he had with him, and the organizational behavior which he introduced at that time, and his command over that OB, that was the very thing I think that made him succeed in India and in capturing in the Indian Empire, and he was the first one to lay down the foundation of the Mughal Empire. With only 12,000 men against 100,000 men of Ibrahim Lodi, and the material he had, they were thus just a few horses and the cannons. The machines he had were the cannons I have already talked about. The method he had was his clever planning. Clever, or you can say wise planning, a very sharp methodology of making the attack and of just launching the war. The Battle of Panipat, it all went into the hands of Zahiruddin Babur, because at that time, without knowing the importance of these 5 M's, he just uh, you can say that adopted the policy of good organizational behavior. So these are the 5 M's which are very important for running any organization, and these are, in fact, these 5 M's, these make the OB successful or they can make it unsuccessful. The key elements of organizational behavior, again, they are people, structure, technology, and external environment. When we talk about technology, these are in fact the best factors. The environmental factors, they are very important. Technology, structure, their society even. When we talk about people, in fact, we are talking about the society. And technology is the basic need of the hour in this world of technological drive. No one can deny the significance and the utilization of technology. So the key element, one key element of modern day OB is technology. Structure, people means the manpower available. And obviously, every organization, it is under the influence of several external factors. And while making any decision, while taking any step in the best interest of the organization, the external environment impact has to be kept into account. Coming towards the basic components of organizational behavior, which is basically the thing that I have to discuss today, they are communication, motivation, and human relations. We are going to discuss each of these one by one. They include communication, I have just named communication in the beginning, motivation and human relations. Communication is the exchange of ideas, the exchange of information. The line and course of action is communication. While an organization is being run, communication matters a lot. I say a lot because whether it's the downward communication, it's from the bosses towards the employees, or it's the upward communication, whether the employees they have to discuss something with their managers, downward from manager to employees, which is generally in the form of instructions. And sometimes the employees have to discuss so many things with the managers, so that is going to be the upward communication. In the same way, sometimes decision making is there, feedback is there, and besides this, there are lateral communication. There is also horizontal and diagonal communication. Sometimes we have to do communication with our colleagues. Not sometimes, very often we have to communicate with our colleagues, with the people who are working within the organization. And diagonally also, sometimes through someone we have to communicate. So diagonal, horizontal, vertical, or whatever type of communication it is, this is going to be a long lasting impact on the organizational behavior. As I have already talked, lateral communication is with your co-workers. Diagonal communication is to a different department. Like if there is a biology department, if there's a zoology department, if there is a geography department, if there is English history department. So there must be communication in between. And all these communications, they result into the a healthier organizational behavior if they are flawless and if they are without hurdles. And again, making them hurdle free in terms of organizational behavior, it comes to the manager. Then coming towards other types of communication, they include uh, visual communication, verbal communication. First of all, we talk about the verbal communication, which is very frequent, which is not only frequently observed, it is also frequently needed. Then non-verbal communication. Sometimes your body language also communicates a number of things, and sometimes without communication by words, by your speech, you communicate a number of messages. You sometimes, if you are a teacher, you can communicate with the students even in a non-verbal way. Written communication for keeping a record, for keeping a safe data, or whatever communication you have passed on to other people. Something very important is written communication. Then visual communication. Obviously, visual communication, I always say that visual communication is on top, because until and unless you visually communicate, how can you express your words and your messages to the people who are in front of you? So a combination of visual, verbal, written communication, sometimes they are done step by step. You visually communicate, you verbally communicate, and you communicate in writing also. So that makes the important component of OB, or organizational behavior. The importance of good communication is that relationships improve, it gives value to your work. Uh, you just keep the customers, the clients, the colleagues, the workers, the employees under you in your hand. It's the degree of success of an organization depends upon the degree of success of communication. And communication, in fact, is a sign of loyalty also. And you yourself keep yourself on the safer side if your communication is good. Many organizations, when they lack communication, their overall organizational behavior it gets affected, and in the long run, the entire external efficiency of the organization it also matters. The second important component is motivation. Motivation means you have to convince, support, and encourage the employees and people within an organization. You have to make them work. You have to ignite the spark. You have to ignite the spirit of work in them. And for the managers, this was very important, because until and unless the managers are motivated, generally the organizations just make those people the managers and leaders who themselves set a good example of motivation. If the organization's manager cannot motivate others, it means the organization is going to be a failure in near or far future. Then coming towards motivation, that encompasses goals. First of all, what are the targets of the organization? The overall attitude, success, performance, support, and idea. Yes, these are all the things which are encompassed under motivation. So, motivation is the real light of the lamp that has to uh, just you can say uh, infuse a spirit of spark or a spark among people who are working within the organization. And the types of motivation, there are two types: intrinsic motivation and extrinsic. As clear from the name, when the intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Now, sometimes when your interest is there, you just have to enjoy, you just have to learn for the sake of yourself, then that is the intrinsic motivation. And that is the real motivation actually. You cannot work until and unless you have the passion to work. I remember one of my students was giving some interview, and he was selected for the armed forces, and the interviewer asked that why have you chosen, while he was in the interview stage, and the interviewer asked, she was a female, she asked, why have you chosen army as the armed forces as a profession? The child, that student of my, I mean, my student replied, he said that my parents wanted it. And then the interviewer, though he appeared very nicely in the interview, in the written test, in the physical test everywhere, but that interviewer, she said that we want actually your passion. And one cause while joining the armed forces that has to be there is the passion to serve the country. So if you do not have the passion, you may leave the room. And then that child told me that how he was being rejected. And until and unless you have the purpose inside you and you enjoy your work, you cannot give your 100%. If you are enjoying your work, if you are enjoying your workplace, and if you really want to achieve something, that want to achieve, that urge to do something, something that can be benefiting for the organization, for yourself, in fact, that is motivation. Intrinsic. And if it is extrinsic, it can be in the form of different, you can say, promotions. If you are working for only promotion, for your salary, if you are working only for the bonuses or for winning, for getting any medal or any certificate, then obviously that is also a type of motivation. In fact, that is also a good type of motivation. People get motivated because this is the era when inflation is hitting almost all the countries of the world. So these can also be some of the motivation, I mean, some of the motives for your work. But the real motive is your intrinsic, the real motivation is your intrinsic motivation that determines the degree of success. Then the need of motivation, according to you, if you have studied education as a subject at any stage of your life, then self-fulfillment is on top. The basic needs are there, safety, security needs are there, and obviously there are some psychological needs, esteem needs are there, but on top is self-actualization. So this is basically the hierarchy and the need of motivation that has been projected here by the educationists. It's an accepted theoretical pyramid. Then the importance of motivation. Why do we need motivation? Uh, I have already been discussing it that to motivate the employees, improve productivity, developing positive attitude. Yes, this is the need of the hour. Many of the people, many of the organizations, they are facing this problem that the negative attitudes, they are increasing day by day. And this negativity can only and only be converted into positivity if the motivation is there to the fullest within the employees. Stable workforce, optimal use of resources, whatever resources they are available, within those you have to give your maximum, reduce absenteeism and turnover. And if you are motivated to work, obviously you would love to go to your workplace, and there will be reduction in the absenteeism. The remedy for change. Yes, sometimes you bring a big change and you can be a change maker among children. Managers can be change makers among the employees. And even sometimes you can be a change maker among your fellow workers also. Only and only if you are motivated to work. If you want to work, if you want to prove yourself with the best of your spirits, with the best of your intentions. It minimizes dispute as organizational behavior. One big aspect of the organizational behavior is that these days with the negative attitudes, they maximize dispute and conflict ratio that increases within an organization. And one way of conflict resolution is to develop motivation among the employees and reduced supervision. If you are motivated, you are self-motivated, you are doing your work well, then lesser supervision will be needed for you. And goal achievement, obviously, not the last, but I think the most important one is you can ensure achievement of your goals and your targets as an individual as well as on part of your organization if you are motivated to work. And I'm saying it again and again, the managers have to set the best examples of motivation. Until and unless the managers are motivated themselves, they cannot make someone motivated for work. Human relations, this is the third component of organizational behavior. Human relations or HR, it is a step higher than organizational behavior, though we include it in the organizational behavior, but it is a step higher and means the behavior knowledge in operating organization to build interactive cooperation for achievement of goals. So in this also, you can see in the picture also, shoulder to shoulder, arm in arm, people are ready, the employees are ready, and the binding force should be there. And we all know that binding force is the organizational behavior. If that is satisfactory, then the human relations, they are best presented as a single entity, not divided into various different parts. Human relations is the skill or ability to work effectively through and with other people. Organizations must monitor and maintain the relationships among its members to succeed. Human relations include understanding people's needs, weaknesses, talents, and abilities, how people work together in groups, satisfying both individual needs and group objectives. So, the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats, which are related to the people who are working within the organization, they actually decide the human relations. And on a larger scale, people do, or the educationists, they say the SWOT analysis, SWOT, the SWOT analysis, the strengths of the people around you, the weaknesses of the people around you. Talents means the potentials they have, the opportunities they can bring to the organization, and the threats. Obviously, sometimes when you know a person, you know a colleague, you know that to what extent he or she can go. So all these things must be kept into account while you are dealing with the people around you. And again, the role of the manager seems to be very active and vigilant. It has to be active and vigilant. Because why the role has to be active and vigilant? Because human relations cannot be effective, they cannot be maintained until and unless they are monitored. So continuous monitoring should be there for successful human relations, and the organizations which have successful human relations, their HR base is strong. Uh, I believe such organizations are the most successful ones. The importance of human relations is that human relation skills, They include self-understanding, understanding others. You must know what you are, what your capacity is, what your weakness is. You should know others also, understanding others, communication, how do you talk to others, how do you deal with others. That has a long lasting impact on other people. Team building, as a worker, as a single person, you should be, while you are working in a team, you should be capable to acknowledge yourself as a part of the team, and you should be capable of acknowledging each and every other team member and developing job satisfaction. So these are some of the human relation skills which should be there. And then the need for good human relations is that good human relations are essential to maintain cooperative relationships among all workers of any organization. Human circles or groups, either between co-workers or subordinates and superiors. So I think this is the summary of all what I have talked about today is that human relations, which is a step higher than the OB or organizational behavior, is it has to decide the future of any organization. And how you can make the overall OB better is developing the culture of help and support, respect, respecting others, helping others, supporting others, all are positive attributes of any organization. Transparency, yes, on part of the manager, on part of the leader, on part of each and every worker, there should be transparency. If there is uniformity of rules and uniformity of rule application, I think there must not be any conflicts. If you set a rule, if you set a policy, then the manager must be answerable for all the policies. He or she must fall into the same category where it can be done, and he or she must make others fall within the same category. Then is accountability, that is being answerable. As an employee, I am answerable to my manager. As a manager, I am answerable to my employees. And self-regulation, until and unless I am going to set an example as an employee, until and unless I am going to set an example as a manager, I cannot expect anyone else to be good at OP. And clash-free environment is it's a big sigh here. Clash-free environment is what is needed if we want to run any organization with the best of its organizational behavior, with the best of its reputation. So the reputation of any organization is in the hands of the employees and the manager. And this relationship between the manager, employees, within the employees, to which we have used the term, for which we have used the term organizational behavior, they are deeply not together. Then that is all about today. The summary of all my presentation and my webinar is that if you want to succeed yourself as an individual, and if you want to make your organization succeed, give your best, and whatever possible, just bring those positive things out from yourself. Just find out the opportunities to give your best, and the organization in return is going to give you the best. That is all about today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for each one presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker shield. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our own intention. Learn and go together as you knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now it's time for a question and answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us after a short video. We will be back in our session part 2 with the question and answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an website certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an website certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, ma'am. Welcome back to our participant. Dear RGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an paper certification and online quiz competition. Dear RGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an paper certification and online quiz competition. Ma'am, I think after a wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. That's why no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. In IGP, we have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional goals. Honorable ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new day. Thank you, ma'am. Take care. Honorable ma'am, before we move to the next, if you want to make this studio, you can. Their IGP knowledge seeking stand for the webinar certification. This is the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Their IGP knowledge seeking stand for the webinar certification. This is the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.eduagp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find the learning session and get enrolled. After watching earning part 1, move to the next deadline test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the course, download the certificate in PDF for checking. For your attention, I'm going to share the procedure again. Visit www.eduagp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find the learning session and get enrolled. After watching earning part 1, move to the next line test passing at 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download the certificate. If failed to retake the course, download the certificate in PDF for checking. Their IGP knowledge is the most strategic part of this webinar, which is a regular webinar activity. We change the few process for online quiz competition so that after left one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.eduagp.com and sign up for sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz button will give a link at the session and join with the log website or user account. Click join and wait for 2 minutes for others to join and join on the left quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top player as previously, which you can find on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Profession. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 19 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. First question is organization B is organizational behavior is. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 93% people are right here. Second question is organization behavior explores how individual in organizations. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 6% people are right. Our next question is did organization behavior help to develop the organization? It true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Next question is organization behavior is a study of dash in organization. Is it option 1 or option 2? Our next question is organization behavior is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our next question is organization behavior knowledge. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our next question is organizational behavior is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 63% people are right. Our eighth question is organization behavior models. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 31% people are right. Our second last question of this session is organization behavior models. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 11% people are right here. Our last and final question of the session is organization behavior is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in your top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes to finalize the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz comment certificate on official Facebook page and group instead of local professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in your top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz comment certificate on official Facebook page and group instead of local professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in your top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for final result. After that, we will issue our online quiz comment certificate on official Facebook page and group instead of global professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly video is in a waste of learning. Cause like be happiest to see you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to go more people of things help understand. We press save or hit the like button. I can also thank all our GP knowledge seekers for active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.